There was a time where I thought pursuing happiness was just running forward, trying to find the perfect person, the perfect thing to do with my life, enough money, fame, success, all these things. And the older I get, I realize that was not the best path to take. Happiness is not the goal. And I think it's kind of foolish to say that. It's too high of a burden to place on ourselves. Too much pressure. We are built as human beings with many emotions. We have happiness, sadness, anger, fear. All these things are in us. And it is impossible and unrealistic to try to find that one spoke of the wheel and say, I'm going to concentrate all my effort on getting there. The minute you do that, you feel guilty. Nothing is good enough. No one is good enough. No relationship is good enough. No job is good enough. I never have enough money. And there is dissatisfaction over and over again. This cycle repeats itself over and over again. The older that I get, the more that I research the subject, and I remember doing a DV called Finding Happiness, a CD. I did lectures on this. I've done DVDs on this called The Warrior's Mind. And people thought it was going to be some sort of fluff piece, this everything's flowers, and it wasn't. Those are hard teachings. And what they're basically about is not about happiness, but how to relieve suffering in our life. It's a back-end way of looking at things psychologically. Life is hard. There's no doubt about it. No one can dispute that. It's full of suffering and sadness and death and disease. And then you have the flip side, yin-yang, yin-yo. There's no way around it. The good, the bad, all of it's in there, as we are as human beings. The more I can do and find tools in my life through purpose is to relieve pieces of suffering in my life. Now for me, personally, just for me, not maybe for you, I have found the vehicle of martial art training my way of finding purpose and responsibility in my life. And I believe that's the key. A lot of people that I talk to who are younger, under the age of 30, especially males, are finding that life is very nihilistic. They're giving up on life. Many are so depressed without purpose. First of all, that's okay to feel that way. There is nothing wrong with having bad days. There is nothing wrong with feeling depressed and sad and without the tools to find the answers. I was there too. We have all been there if you're real with yourself. No one is perfect. And it's okay at this stage of your life to feel like you can't find the purpose. You don't know what your responsibilities are. At some point in your life, you're going to find the consequences, because we are linear creatures. You're either moving forward in your life, you're either standing still, or you're moving backwards. And we know backwards is not the way to go. When you're moving forward, why are you moving forward? And that's the pursuit, if I have to put in quotes, of happiness. When I have purpose in my life and I'm working towards a goal, I'm looking up there. That's where I want to get to. You're moving forward, small incremental steps and many mistakes, many failures along the way, but we fail upward. It's when I stop pursuing those goals, when I stop feeling I have purpose, when I run away from my responsibilities, that I stagnate and I freeze in cement and I stand still. And then people lose faith in me, they lose trust in me, because I'm not moving forward. I'm not showing the world the person that I can be. I may have told the world, here's my goal, here's my purpose, but I'm not following through with integrity and saying and doing and walking the walk. I just talk the talk. And you stand still. And when you stand still, you now bring upon unnecessary pressure in your life, anxiety, stress, because you're not moving forward. Therefore, the burden comes back on me and I feel helpless, useless, don't want to live anymore. Then you start to slip backwards, which is the worst place to go, and we know that, because now we can't find a way out of the fear, we can't find a way out of the depression. And there are times where you'll need to seek a professional, because that's what they do. If you're at that stage and you just can't see a way out, my gosh, see a professional. That's what they do all day long. When I need my car fixed, I go to the mechanic. If I'm yeah, you just have to find someone that can talk and will listen to you. So in the younger people, and myself included, my goal was martial arts. When I didn't train in the martial arts, I felt listless, without purpose, sliding backwards or at least standing still. It's when I'm out on the mat and I'm training and I'm working toward goals, whether it's in my business or my personal life, that I feel alive and happy. But I'm not thinking about happiness. That's the trick. You know, when I feel my most happy, I am not thinking about the past or the future. I'm locked in the moment. I'm excited and I'm passionate about what I'm doing. When you're training in martial arts, and that's just one vehicle, you are forced to be in the moment because you're being attacked, or you're with a weapon, or you're on the mat rolling around. You're challenging yourself. You're getting better each day. That is the true happiness that we're seeking. And I talk to people who have quit or left the training, and sure enough, a week or two later, their life is standing still or going backwards because the purpose of the martial art, the vehicle that they chose once to get into, they now stepped out of, and their purpose is going backwards. And now they're without purpose or without a goal. So things like anger get more frequent. Things like stress, it gets too burdensome, it gets too heavy. When you're training in martial arts, you're relieving stress, you're half-lifing your anger, it doesn't hold power over you anymore, and you're working toward goals. My martial art training is not the goal, it is teaching me the tools that I need to know in order to become less full of suffering in my life. And again, your goal is completely different. Your goal has to be personal. It's not my goal. Your goal is yours. But you have to have purpose. You have to find responsibility. And you have to live up to your responsibilities if you've already made the choices to bring them about in your life. Life is full of choices. So if I've had a child at age 20, I better not abandon that child. My responsibility is there now. If I make the vow to get married, I better work on that as hard as I can and to make that relationship work as best I can and not give up on it, because giving up is the easy thing to do. Giving up is the wimpy thing to do. It's okay to have bad days, bad weeks, even a bad month. But at some point, my choices have to change. I need to run toward that responsibility and have a purpose-driven life. When I do that, in my case, the vehicle of martial arts, in your case, whatever you're doing out there in the world, there is the happiness. It's not that. It's what's behind me I'm letting go of. And the older I get, the less I want, the more I just want to let go of. I don't need money anymore. I don't need fame. I don't need these things that I used to think I needed at age 20. And now that I'm much older, I find, oh, I can see it now. I can see what I need to let go and what I need to work towards. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm content, truly content, but not every day. Not every day. No one's perfect. Some days I wake up and want to go right back to bed again. But what happens is I feel I have purpose. And I know I have a job to do. I have a business to run. I have hundreds of students to take care of. Myself to take care of. Loved ones to take care of. Children, pets to take care of. Cleaning the house, doing the dishes. These are not mundane things. These are life-filled purposes and responsibilities. And we should be honored and proud to be able to do these. To have this little breath of life in us that our ancestors gave us. So grateful for this little piece of consciousness that you and I have. The fact that we can choose. We live in the world now. We can do anything we want. We have the internet. We should be so excited for the future. To be able to choose and do whatever I want, to have the freedom to do that. If you're watching this video, you have that freedom. There it is. There's a small bit of things that we can work towards. Knowing we're going to make mistakes, we're going to screw up and go backwards, we're going to stand still. But I'm telling you, go toward your responsibility. Go toward your purpose. Keep listening. The answers that we seek are right in front of us. If we just open our ears and our eyes and our hearts and our minds, and we just listen to what our heart is asking.